always thought being alone was a luxurious concept, one that promised peaceful solitude and personal space. But as I stepped into my empty house, shutting the door behind me, I realized that being alone wasn't quite what I had imagined. It was the first time in my life that I was truly alone, and suddenly, the fear of everything began to seep into the deepest corners of my mind. The silence weighed heavily upon me, the familiar creak of the floorboards, which was once accompanied by the lively banter of my family, now echoed as a haunting reminder of their absence. Shadows danced eerily across the walls, their movements an unsettling reflection of my own restless thoughts. As the night progressed, the house gradually transformed into a labyrinth of secrets. Every creak, every gust of wind sent shivers down my spine. My imagination ran wild, conjuring terrifying scenarios, feeding the flames of my deepest, darkest thoughts. What if there was someone hiding in the attic, watching me as I unknowingly went about my daily routines? What if, in the stillness of the night, the walls began to whisper ancient secrets that only I could hear? What if I stumbled upon a forgotten relic, cursed by some long-gone spirit, waiting to claim its next victim? The rational part of me knew these thoughts were absurd, but reason had lost its stronghold in this unfamiliar territory of solitude. Each night, I barricaded myself within the safety of my bedroom. My sleep was restless, plagued by nightmares that entwined themselves with reality. I felt an invisible presence in the darkness, a malevolence that seemed to feed upon my fear. But despite the overwhelming fear that overwhelmed me, I refused to succumb. I fought against the suffocating loneliness, determined to regain control of my life. With each passing day, the house felt less like a haunted prison and more like an opportunity to discover myself. As time went on, I began to explore the nooks and crannies of my solitary domain. I unraveled threads of my own courage, weaving them into a tapestry of resilience. And with each step forward, the darkness around me seemed to retreat. One day, as I stood near the attic entrance, a sliver of curiosity broke through the fear. I climbed the creaky stairs, heart thumping in my chest, and opened the door. Instead of the expected horrors, I found nothing but dusty old boxes and forgotten memories. The attic became my sanctuary, a place where I could confront my deepest fears head-on. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. The once terrifying house metamorphosed into a sanctuary, where my darkest thoughts found solace. I found strength in independence, in proving to myself that I could navigate the labyrinth of uncertainty. And then, one evening, as I sat by the window, a sense of profound peace washed over me. The fear that had haunted me for so long slowly dissipated, like smoke carried away by a gentle breeze. The house was no longer a vessel of dread, but a testament to my resilience. I had faced the unknown, embraced my deepest fears, and emerged stronger. The solitude that once held me captive had transformed into an ally, providing me with the space to nurture my own spirit. And so, the story of my first time alone reached its plausible ending, not one of tragedy or despair, but of triumph and self-discovery. It was a moonless night, the kind that casts a shadow of unease over everything it touches. I found myself alone at home, my husband away on a business trip, and the familiar creaks of the old wooden house seemed to amplify the profound silence. Some people find solace in such solitude, but for me, the darkness held secrets and uncertainties that I couldn't easily dismiss. I tried distracting myself with the television, but even the flickering images on the screen couldn't chase away the growing sense of dread. As the clock struck midnight, the power suddenly went out, plunging the entire house into utter darkness. Panic and a sharp sense of vulnerability flooded my senses. Unable to find my phone, I carefully navigated through the pitch-black house, fingertips gliding along the walls as my heart pounded in my chest. Each step seemed to echo, resounding through the empty spaces and heightening my anxiety. Thoughts of intruders or supernatural entities invaded my mind like unwelcome guests, taunting my fears in the dance of blackness. Then I heard something, a faint, barely perceptible scratching noise, as if an uninvited visitor had stealthily slipped into the house. Rationality begged me to dismiss it as a product of my imagination, but the hairs on the back of my neck stood on end. Slowly, I made my way towards the sound, my heart seizing with every step. The source of the noise led me to the basement door, its heavy, rusted hinges seemingly protesting my approach. Pushing it open, the darkness within swallowed any remaining courage I had left. A gust of cold air licked my face, raising goosebumps on my skin. Undeterred, my hands fumbled for the light switch. With a flicker of light, a single bulb dimly illuminated the basement, revealing a scene of both horror and inexplicable fascination. My eyes widened in abject terror as I beheld countless spiders, their wiry legs scuttling across the floor, walls, and ceiling in an eerie synchrony. My skin crawled with revulsion as I fought the urge to scream. But it wasn't just the unnerving sight of spiders that sent chills up my spine. It was the knowledge that each of their webs wove a tapestry of secrets that reverberated through time and space. I realized with a cold fear that these spiders were not ordinary arachnids, but harbingers of darkness, drawn to the energy of the past and present. In their relentless hunt, they reveled in the misery they caused. Suddenly, one spider broke away from the rest, the others parting like an obsidian sea. It inched closer in an agonizingly slow manner, its eyes reflecting a malevolence that chilled my very soul. Time stood still as the spider crawled onto my trembling hand, its delicate legs sending sharp shivers through my whole being. And then I saw it, a message it shed onto the spider's abdomen, glowing with an ethereal light. The message read, "What you fear most, we become." The spider scurried away, merging with the shadowy horde, leaving me to piece together the terrifying implications of their cryptic message. In that darkness, I confronted my deepest fears, my fear of loneliness, my fear of the unknown, and most of all, my fear of losing control. And as I did, I found strength, refusing to become a victim to the chilling nightmare that surrounded me. Summoning courage I never knew I had, I dared to challenge the shadows of my own mind. Suddenly, the power surged back to life, flooding the house with light. With newfound determination, I raced back upstairs, grabbing my phone and dialing a number that would bring salvation. And as the police arrived, sweeping every corner of the house, I clung to the belief that I had escaped both the physical and psychological terrors that threatened to consume me. But deep down, I couldn't deny that the message of the spider still resonated within me, reminding me that sometimes the monsters we fear are far closer than we ever imagined.